Little Orphan Annie and the $1 Million Formula. Chapter 2. Burglars. Annie whistled happily as she walked briskly down the road. Returning from school that afternoon, she was quite unaware that at her approach, 2 men had dropped down behind the bushes on the roadside, across the woods from her home.
Just a kid getting home from school,
said the one, when she had passed.
Yeah,
agreed the other.
but kids are mouthy. No use in letting anyone see us around here.
There was something vicious in the appearance of the 2 as they stood watching Annie disappear from sight. Hat and cap pulled down over their ugly faces. They looked like gangsters. Their sequent conversation proved them to be. Turning back into the bushes, the first one said,
"This is the spot where we dumped the old guy that night. But what's become of him? I can't see a sign of him."
Yeah, after what we gave him, it's a cinch he didn't walk away. Come on, we gotta find out about this.
They were talking about the old man that Annie had found. The pair headed straight for the local newspaper office, but a thorough search of the back files revealed no items regarding the old guy in whom they were interested, declared the one as they started towards the woods again.
Yeah, and he certainly didn't walk away. Dead guys don't walk. We sure gave him the works after. We thought we had the real dope the chief wanted.
He tricked us all right. But say, maybe he didn't even kick the bucket. Maybe he is alive.
Gee, I don't see how he can be. But if he is, it's a break for us. Believe me, that fuzzy little runt won't fool us next time.
You said it, pal. If he's alive, we'll find him. And when we do...
Hardly were the words out of his mouth. Then he stopped short, grabbing his companion's arm. The 2 had been beating their way through the woods, hoping to find some trace of their victim.
Hey, looky here. Right there, a shack. Out here in the woods. And there's someone living in it.
He exclaimed, adjusting a pair of field glasses.
And there's that kid we saw going down the road. Path cuts through from the road to her, just past where we dumped the old man. I got a hunch that if anyone found him, she'd be the one. Why, maybe the old bird's in the house right now.
That's right. Well, we'll just wait till dark. Then we'll have a look inside that shack. And if he's there, I bet old Baldy there in the garden is taken care of. The paper.
Annie, working with Daddy in her garden, seemed to feel the eyes upon her.
"Gee, Daddy,"
she said, looking about her.
"don't you feel sorta as if somebody's watching us?"
Nonsense.
He scoffed.
Who'd bother to spy on poor folks like us? Forget it, Annie.
Just the same, I feel kinda jittery. Where's the old fellow?
He's inside taking a nap. Come on, Annie. It's nearly time to go in and start getting supper.
Annie was still nervous that night, and had difficulty getting to sleep. She was just dozing when a great crash in the living room, followed by a thud, woke her with a start. She flew out of bed.
Quick, Sandy,
She called.
we're coming, Daddy.
Daddy Warbucks was prone on the floor.
Daddy, Daddy,
Annie cried tearfully.
what's happened?
Daddy came to enough to sit up and hold his throbbing head.
Sandy, stay here.
He admonished the excited dog.
They'll only kill you if you do catch them. Wow, what a sock on the head that bird handed me.
But what happened, Daddy? Who did it?
Begged Annie. By this time, Daddy Warbucks was striding up and down, shouting in self-condemnation.
I never saw them before, but I've been a fool, an idiot, to let two common thugs sneak in, crack me on the head and rob me as easy as taking candy from a baby.
Rob you? What did they get?
Asked Annie.
What did they get? Ha! Oh, like nothing at all.
Answered Daddy, bitterly.
Only a scrap of paper. The scrap of paper with the secret formula. That's all. Only $1 billion.
Oh, is that all?
Said Annie to his great surprise.
Is that all?
He repeated, unbelievingly. Annie laughed.
Sure, Daddy. I'd have told you, only I didn't want you to think. I was silly. You know, I said I was sure we were being watched. So I put another old piece of paper in your pocket when you didn't know it, and I hid the real paper. See? Here it is.
Sure enough, the formula had been carefully folded away in the sugar bowl.
Annie!
Fairly shouted the delighted man.
Annie, you're a darling and a brave, smart girl.
Join me next time for Chapter 3.